All right, ladies and gentlemen, today in front of us we have the Casio MTP4500D-1AV. This is a timepiece from Casio that I reviewed a little bit over 2 years ago. I decided to revisit this review and bring you a more in-depth review and that of better quality as well. I think you guys are going to be just as pleasantly surprised as I am, so stay tuned for this review. Let's go ahead and unpack the specs here. For the case, you have a case measuring in at 42 millimeters, 11 millimeters thick, 48 millimeters lug to lug with a lug width of 22 millimeters. The case is made out of 316L stainless steel. The crystal on this watch is a mineral crystal. You have water resistant of 50 meters and a bidirectional bezel. For the movement, you have the Miyota caliber 0S30 and a 5-year battery life expectancy. As we take a closer look here at the case, you can see these additional shoulders on that case that's going to protect that bidirectional bezel. You have a very high polished finish on the side of this bezel with a very nice tapering of those lugs. That's going to allow this watch to wear very nicely on the wrist. All right, and looking at the side here, you will see that 22 millimeter lug width. Currently have this on a rich watch band strap. You have that high polished finish on the inside of the lugs. Looking at the crown and the chronos, they also have that high polish finish to match the side of this case. And you can even see there closely, if I can get this to focus, you can see the additional shoulders on the lugs. That's going to protect that bidirectional bezel from accidental adjustments. You also have on the top of this a flat mineral glass that's protecting that beautiful dial. As we zoom in here, you can take a look at the dial layout in conjunction with that aluminum bezel insert. You can tell that this watch is utilized to tell time and speed, or to calculate time and speed. Let's go ahead and actuate the chronograph here. That button does click nicely. It is not mushy like the previous Waterbury chronograph review I did on my channel. This has a nice click to it. As we reset that chronograph, you'll see that flies back, and let's go ahead and activate that again so you can take a look there. You can see how that clicks, and then whoop, it flies on right back to its beginning. I love that orange seconds hand and that orange chronograph hand. I think Casio did a fantastic job not overdoing the orange, just enough to make the little markers pop here and there. There you can see that high polish chrono pusher and also the crown. It is a push-pull crown. That's hence the reason why it's only 50 meters of water resistant. The back is a screw down back, so that's going to help contribute to the overall water resistant. Taking a closer look at this watch on the wrist, you can see how subdued it looks on my wrist, and I have a pretty substantially sized wrist. Now, there is a couple of things about this case that confuses me. It is 42 millimeters, although it doesn't feel like 42 millimeters, and that's in part because of that 48 millimeter lug to lug length. Now, the lug width I feel is disproportionate to the looks of this watch. At 22 millimeters, it feels a little bit excessive. I think 20 millimeters would have been a lot nicer. Anyways, taking a closer look at the dial here, you can see that textured on the center of the dial. At first, even my son was watching this footage and thought it was a fingerprint, but no, it's actually the texture on the center of that dial. Here you can see how that second hand just ticks along. Those markers do have lume, and they're usable. The lume on it is not terrible. It's actually better than most of my Timex watches. But overall, this is a very nice watch. It did come on a bracelet, but the bracelet is not worth mentioning. Extremely rattly. I mean, that bracelet really rattles like there is no tomorrow. That's the reason why I have it on this watch. I forgot their name. Rich watch bands. As we take a closer look at this dial, I know this is a very busy design, but I think Casio did a fantastic job getting everything to cohesively exist. You can take a look at those raised indexes along that, as well as that sloped chapter ring. It gives this dial a dynamic visual effect. The question here is, who is this watch for? Well, if you're looking for an inexpensive chronograph under $100 with the reliability of that Miyota 0S30 movement, and then also Casio's notorious reputation for reliability and durability, this is it. This is the best watch you can find in terms of chronograph in that price range. Again, the finish on this watch, I think I would give this a 7 out of 10 for the price bracket that it's in. This is definitely going to be one of those unique watches. It doesn't look like much of anything that's out there, especially from Casio. You know, Casio having or being notoriously known for their G-Shocks. It's not going to be a diver by any means, so I wouldn't let that 50 meters of water resistant put you off. I think this is still a watch that you can consider as a contender for a chronograph under $100. The finish on this watch is pretty good. It really is. I think it's on par with a lot of my other watches. As we approach the ending of this video, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please drop a like and a comment below. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Again, this was your host Laz. Till the next one.